Good morning, everybody. I want to thank all of my old subscribers or the people who have been following me. And I've had many new subscribers lately, and I really appreciate that. I am very thankful that I can share um, my painting with you and, teaching you maybe new things, I hope. I am going to paint today some bungees, share with you maybe painting one in the foreground for you. And this is a piece that I will be painting for a school in Canada. I am on the teachers list, and it is a new school in Canada, and I will show you that in just a minute. Just wanted to thank everybody and hope you enjoy um, the videos. Okay, this is the school. This is their Facebook page, the school in Canada. If you're interested in painting with them or getting more information, their Facebook page, excuse me, Thousand Island Porcelain Art School. They are in session right now, August. So this week is their first school. And so next year will be the 2019. So if you want information about that, you can look them up on Facebook. Thank you. Okay, guys. I am painting, cleaning with a odorless minor spirits. I am, my medium that I condition my brush in is right now is a motor oil recipe, which, I have so much of it, I have to use it. Okay, this is the um, subject matter for the school that the students will, if they like it, they can sign up and we paint it for 4 days. So I put together uh, some bungees, these in the foreground, which are a little bit larger, and then these are a little bit smaller, and then this little guy out here singing. So I have, and then the flowers, of course, in the background. Painted my first fire. I painted it, then it's gone to the kiln, and it's been fired. So this is in there permanently. This is fired in. Then I take it out of the kiln and I'm ready for a second application, which is a darkening. For your first fire, you really don't have to get all this detail. I just get it set in, and it's not very dark, uh, but I get it set for that first fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint one of these little guys here, and I think it will be, excuse me, I think it will be this guy right here, the little blue. This one's a blue, or this is more of a blue-green right here. Aren't they cute? I love painting bungees. Or I call them parakeets, but a lot of people call them bungees. I have variegated, or I have chosen different greens for all of these. These are more in the background, so I put a lot of blues in them. We got a little glare here, so I'm going to try to tilt this. More blues in these. These are going to set forward, so they're going to be brighter green, and bluer and cooler in some of these down here. These are going to be set out, so these are going to be very warm in here. And then later on, we're going to glaze an application of blue over back behind these flowers. So this all sets back. Okay, so I'm going to try to focus in, zoom in on this little guy, if I can get my camera to work so that you can see him as I paint him. All right. So I'm going to try to set his chest back. Um, well, actually, I'm going to start with his beak a little bit, and I'm going to use a very small brush. And they're kind of a golden green, so I'm into my green and a little bit of this pecan. And I'm going to paint his beak area. So that just darkens it. Then I'm going to go in a little bit to my darker red, and I'm going to come up here. I've got a little bit of purple or pink in his beak upper nose area. So I'm going to go in here and set back so that it looks rounded. This little nose part. See, it's barely a little bit, but it does push it around. Okay. And you have a lot of more fires. You can fire it as many times as you need to. Okay. Then I'm going to darken. It's a little tiny brush. It's a flat shader, but it's very, very small. I'm going to darken his eye. And darken that eye. Okay. I'm going to push the side of this head back. You could put it a golden yellow, some other really warm yellow, but I'm going to use a warm pink. So I'm going to put a pink over on this side of his head very softly. It's got a little pink on there already, but okay. Now I'm going to take a warmer blue, which would be a blue-green, and I'm going to set right up here on this side of his head so we can push that one back. And this is white part, so we don't want to make it too dark. So let's pull that out with a clean squeezed out brush and pull it up to the top. And see, I'm just kind of going in a little round stroke and I'm pulling it up to that top, leaving this very light. Okay, there, that pulls his head around. Now I'm going to darken this blue or purpley blue over on that side of his head. I'm going to go to my blue and a little bit of pink, or you could use purple, doesn't really matter, and push that side of his head back. He's upside down, so it's kind of a little bit hard to see. Okay. All right. That pushes that back into the shadow. Now this is his back between the two birds. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue and a little bit of black green, just a little tiny bit of black green, make that blue darker, and I'm going to push this into his little back area so it's a little section between, in back of his head and around his head a little bit. Okay. And see, that sets this little guy forward and sets his back into the background. All right, so let's take this, let's just work down this area here. Take a little bit of blue and put on this little, how they kind of fluff their feathers up around their beak area when they're relaxed. And I'm going to put a little bit of blue on that. I'm going to set this area right here underneath his beak back. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue again and a little bit of black green, and then I'm going to put right underneath his beak all of this fluff. So and we're just going to make sure that that comes out to a light. There's his beak. Okay, now let's go to I'm going to get a bigger brush and I'm going to go down to the side, and we're just going to use a blue, a regular blue, and I could put a little bit of pink with it, but I could do that also on the next fire. Go down the side of his chest so that this is darker and this is lighter, and underneath this part here, leaving all this lighter. Okay, now he's starting to look round, and um, then this back here is underneath here is little feathers sticking out from his wings. Make those a little bit. We're just going to go all over this wing area because it's brighter but darker on this side. Pull that up to that fluff area. Okay, so he's kind of rounded off now. We've still got a lot of work to do on him, but he's still rounded off. And then we would take real quickly some of this black with a little bit of brown, but mostly black on this little feathers in the front that they have there. See, and he's coming alive. Then a little bit brighter blue or blue-green on this little feather that comes underneath here. Okay, so so you get the idea, and you're going to do the same thing to this bird. You're going to round him off and, make him. In the next fire, you can use some pinks or some purples or something in the shadow areas to give him more color. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you later.